listeners, thank you so much for downloading this episode. We are calling this episode the Asshole Episode. From delivery drivers to celebrities to the actual ass. We talk about it all on this episode. In addition, we found some ugly and awkward moments scouring the internet that we are going to share with you. But we want you to share your ugly and awkward moment with us. And if it qualifies, we will read it on the show. So use our Facebook or our Twitter for Ugly Truth, even our website if you'd like to at uglytruth.com, and send us your ugly and awkward moments. Thank you so much and enjoy the show.
It's another uncensored look at the world around you from sisters who will say just about anything to anyone at any time. It's the Uggs. Jamie?
I'd be like, look, I'll turn around, whatever you want, but I need to get laid, and I mean now.
Paula?
I think she might have a stinky beaver. I don't know.
Uncensored as always, it's time for the Ugly Truth.
It is the Ugly Truth. It is episode 243. Ugh. Happy Wednesday, everybody. Hello. Welcome to the Ugly Truth. I'm Jamie. This is my sister, Paula.
Hello.
Our second show. Our second show. I will stop being excited at some point. It'll just be the show. But I'm so excited that we do 2 shows a week, that we actually can do it. Because, you and I, it's like, do we have the ability? But yes, we do have the ability. Actually, what's funny is we run out of time before we run out of stuff to talk about.
No, it's true.
That's what's so funny.
Like last Sunday, we had 2 more things we wanted to talk about, and we ran out of time.
We did, but you know what? We replaced it because we talked about your doctor's appointment, which we didn't get time to talk about the time before.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So there you go. At least we end up talking about everything, because this is kind of the time when we do kind of catch up on stuff. But anyway, welcome. Hope you're enjoying the shows. Okay, so really quick. Before we talk about some reality TV, because we didn't talk about that last week, because I definitely want to talk about it. And I'll keep it brief, because Daryl rolls his eyes when we talk about Sister Wives. He can only take so much. Oh. He's like, you guys talk about it for so long. I'm like, it's fascinating. These people are miserable. We can't help it. So Mackenzie, my 21-year-old, moved out.
Yes. And
we had some furniture that we told her she could take because they obviously didn't have any, and it gave us an excuse to get some new furniture. So we gave her our coffee table that we've had in our front room, and we had it forever. And we decided we're going to start with a brand new coffee table. We're going to get a grown-up, nice, high-quality piece of furniture, and this will be our first thing. So I purchased this coffee table about a month ago, and because of the holidays and all the storms, we didn't get it until last week.
Oh,
which is fine. It wasn't, but we didn't have a coffee table, so it felt like we were living in a vacant home. Because all we had was a couch. It was very strange. So I'm driving around, and I know that our delivery is coming that day. And I'm doing other errands, and Mackenzie's in the car with me because she needed a few things. Mm-hmm. So we're driving around. I get a phone call, and it's a gentleman, and I use the term very loosely. Hello, is this Jamie Minor? I'm like, yes, hello. And he said, yeah, this is X1 delivery, and I'm trying to make a delivery to your home. And I said, okay, great. I had spoken to the dispatcher the day before. I knew it was coming. Everything was great. He's like, yeah, well, I'm in a 40-foot rig, and I've been down your street, and there's no way that I'm going to fit in there to deliver your thing. So can you meet me over at Scooter's Coffee, and I'll just give it to you? And I went, no, you cannot do that. And I am not meeting you at some random coffee shop. No. He's like, well, I can't fit down there. I'm like, listen, you don't have to go down the lane. You can literally go on the main road. He goes, ma'am, I've been down your road. I can't do it. And I said, well, it sounds to me like you have a problem. Because now I'm getting pissed. I'm like, don't ma'am me. Mm-hmm. Like, well, who the fuck do you think you're talking to? I was so heated. I'm like, you have a problem? I don't have a problem. You have the problem. And he's like, fine, we will just get a smaller car, or we'll get a smaller truck and deliver it to you at another time. And I'm like, fine. So I hang up, and I'm all, fucking asshole. I hadn't hung up.
Oh.
I thought I had. So finally I disconnect, and I called Daryl, and I said, hey, I just called the delivery driver a fucking asshole, and I really don't want our $800 coffee table in a ditch somewhere in Del Paso Heights. So can you please call and smooth things over? And he's like, yes, I will. I said, thank you. So the same guy calls me the next day to say that he has the delivery. It's not in a different truck. And I'm going, it's literally the same goddamn conversation, except this time he did not ask to meet me at Scooter's Coffee. He said, can I get down your road? I go, you know you can. It's a roundabout. You absolutely can make it. So he shows up. Of course, he's a huge guy. And Daryl was home, thank God, because I did not want to go down there. And
did you hide in your bedroom?
I did. Because I did not want there to be a situation. And because I'm not afraid of him at all, but he's a monster of a human. And I'm like, I don't want to have Daryl have to come in and deal with this. So Daryl just dealt with it. But I watched on my security camera the whole time.
Such a goofball.
He complained. He's like, well, this is a really hard road and I ran over something. And Daryl's like, well, I'm glad you made it, because he's the professional.
Right.
And he dealt with everything. And I come downstairs and it was huge. Even if I had been dumb enough to meet a stranger in a parking lot somewhere to pick up this stuff, it was humongous. There's no way that I was going to get it in my car. So it would have been ridiculous in any form or fashion for him to load that up on my car.
So is this thing even going to fit in your living room?
It does. No, it's all set up now. But the thing is, it's not that the table was big, but they always package this thing.
Oh, right.
It's like triple the size. It was huge. And it was a 2-piece, too. It wasn't even 1 piece. So anyway, I come downstairs. I go, well, he goes, it was the same guy. I go, was he menacing? He goes, no, he wasn't menacing. He was a whiny bitch. And I go, really? He goes, yeah. And I said, well, I mean, did he try to exert his physicalness on you? He goes, Jamie, I could have taken him. I'm like, oh, well, fine. That's how you can tell when there was probably some tension.
Well, I mean, I think that's just how it goes with guys. Every time a guy meets a new guy, they always size him up for some reason. And I'm just like, what movie was that where he's like, I can take him? And they're like, take him where?
Well, it's funny because after he said that, I go, oh, well, excuse me. He goes, we can take Olaf from Overboard. He goes, Olaf! We can take Olaf. I know. Okay, so speaking of assholes, which is our next topic, really quick, I want to... Now, did you get a chance to watch the season premiere of Sister Wives?
I did.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
I
didn't watch the little interview with the newscaster, and
I did not either,
because I'm just like, that's just stupid. I don't.
That's just filler. I don't need to. I want the new content.
Most of the episode, which was annoying, had to do with McKelty, which is Christine's daughter, who, from what I understand, is 20.
God, I want to say she's younger than that, but I think she is 20. Yes.
Her and her little 23-year-old slobbering boyfriend.
The Jabba the Hutt of boyfriends.
God, he's ugly.
You know what? You can be ugly in life as long as you're a nice person. If people would look at you and go, not a very attractive human, but they're the nicest human you'll ever meet,
no,
you can get away with it. But he's not.
He's a piece of shit.
He's awful.
And apparently very Mexican, because
God.
So they're engaged and they're looking at places to get married, and the parents are going with them because, the dad's paying for the wedding.
And boy, does Tony really know that.
Oh, sure he does.
He thinks he's just made the money train. He's hit the lottery with these people.
To be honest, I think that they have, because I think McKelty is very aware of her dad's finances. And as much as the dad and the mom pretend like they are just being
we're so poor,
run over the coals with this wedding because it's going to be 400 people. It's got a taco truck. And I'm like, this wedding sounds like garbage.
It's hokey.
If you
have it in a parking lot.
If you want to spend $60,000 on, Guy
Tacos.
Fieri's diners, drive-ins, and dives, then,
right?
Go ahead. But I think that she knows as much as he pretends that this is going to cost him dearly, he can pull that out of his checking account.
Probably.
And I think she knows that. So that's why she's sparing no expense. It's like she's making her dad pay.
That's
literally
exactly what I thought. I don't know what their grudge is, but McKelty is like, oh, you're going to pay. Like, this is her way of getting some kind of vengeance on her family. I mean, she is like, you're going to do this and you're going to do it exactly the way I want. She is so resolute, and she knows they hate him. She knows they don't like Tony, and that makes it even more pleasurable for her, is that everything she's doing, they hate so much. It's the best thing for her. She's enjoying every minute of it.
Well, and if you think about it, Maddie, who just got married like 6 months ago, they are basically like the angelic couple.
They're the perfect couple. I mean, aren't they practically related? I mean, isn't it her dad's son's nephew her dad's brother's sister's nephew? I mean, he's been in the family forever.
I don't know what it is, but the thing is McKelty and Maddie are literally months apart.
Yeah.
There's really nothing separating them by age, maybe maturity, but I mean, so McKelty, I think she sees that, oh, Maddie and Caleb, they're this angelic couple, and they're the favorite. She gets this perfect wedding, and when she got engaged, everyone was so excited, and blah, blah, blah.
No one feels that way about her.
And now, she's getting ready to announce that she's going to be pregnant and all this stuff, and so I think McKelty's pissed off because, everyone's basically like, when I got engaged, everyone's just like, what the fuck,
They're starting to cry. They're all, who? Tony who?
Yeah, and like, what? Is this wise? Do you really want to do this?
Yeah.
And do you, you have to wait until December and
putting all these restrictions on her. Yeah, I get it, but she's also making some poor choices.
Of course she is.
This dude is terrible, and he's disrespectful, and he's mouthy, and listen, you and I are Mexican. We know what a Latin man is.
Oh,
he is everything we hate about Mexican men. It is true that they are machismos. They think that women belong in the kitchen. They don't have to do shit but bring home a paycheck and be wherever they are going to be.
Yeah,
he's the ultimate. All the bad stuff that we don't like about Mexican men, that's him. That's who he is.
She's lucky that she's working. If she wasn't working, she'd be cooking, cleaning, taking care of whatever babies that they're going to have. And, I don't know what kind of job this guy has. So
I think he works for a bank or something. And actually, the only silver lining, and I don't think, I don't know anything about it, but the fact that he converted from Catholicism to Mormonism is the only thing that might save him from being full-blown Mexican man.
What, you think you can rid yourself of Catholicism? Look at our stepdad, for Christ's sakes.
Yeah, I know. It's true. Catholicism is, if it's ingrained in you as a child, it kind of never goes away.
Never goes away.
It's true. But yeah, I think that's why I don't like him so much, is I'm like, oh my God, it's like looking at my dad. Ugh! It's just so difficult. I mean, I'm not saying he doesn't have redeeming qualities, but I don't see any yet. And he's so disrespectful. I really struggle.
And they have no direction.
No.
They really need a wedding planner is what they need.
Yeah, and it's so funny watching them talk like, yeah, can we just have gold coins blowing out of our ass as we're walking down the aisle? Can you make that happen? We're having that happen.
We want piñatas and we want and I'm just like,
oh my God, it's a hot mess.
McKelty, you're white. You can add, like flowery textures to this. The whole thing doesn't have to be Mexican. I mean, although you're marrying a Mexican man, I guess technically the whole thing does have to be Mexican.
Pretty much. Pretty much. Hey, we take over everything, man.
He calls the shots.
Yes, he does. And someone else is paying. And that's the thing that's the young in him.
And that's the beauty of it.
I will say that is the one thing he doesn't have, is that most Latin men are not big fans of not being in control of everything. Usually, like our father specifically, he always had a wad of cash. He was paying for everything.
Dad would have never allowed this.
Yeah, he was the man. He wasn't a man. He was the man in the room. And so therefore, I will pay for everything. I remember it so well. And it's like, and if he didn't...
And he probably would have killed him later at some point in life. No,
pretty much. Pretty sure. Just the wrong mouth, just the wrong lip, and it's over for us. Curtains. Right. Yeah.
So then Mary, who continues in her misery.
She's just desperately trying to sever ties.
Poor Mary.
Who's always sad.
My gay daughter's away at college and
no one loves me.
And Cody and I don't have sex anymore.
No one understands me.
We hate each other.
Yes. And
he probably just spends all his time at Robin's house.
Although, she has to be somewhat grateful she's the only wife who doesn't get fever blisters on her lip. The other three, always have fever blisters. She's the only one. And I'm like, you have to be grateful you don't get the herp. Everyone else in the family does.
That's true. That is true.
God, it's like, get some antibiotics and kill that thing.
God. And really get a contract with Abreva.
Seriously. It's like, she's got to be looking around going, thank God I don't got the lip herp. Good Lord, these people. So the next episode is going to be interesting because she's come to Cody. She's like, dude, gotta get laid. I want to get laid. And Cody's like, fuck you. So
she told Cody she wants to get laid.
Next week, Cody I saw the previews for next week. And he's like, well, Mary came to me and said she wants to have an intimate relationship with me. And I don't want to. And I'm like, whoa, damn, that's harsh. Real harsh.
Why would she want that?
Because she hasn't had sex in years. I would be like, listen.
Yeah, but she hates him.
Paula, is there anything better than angry sex? I mean, really. Angry, ugly sex is hot. It's like, there's no holds barred. There's no love lost. Just fuck me. That's good sex. I don't blame her. I'd be like, look, I'll turn around, whatever you want, but I need to get laid. And I mean now. It's like, I'm done. God. I am done not having sex. I can only do so much with this dildo. It's over. I want a real dick in me now. Really? I don't blame her. I do not blame her.
Well, even it was funny when Christine says, she's like, every time Mary says, I want to talk to you guys.
I get anxiety.
And then she's just like, wah, wah, wah. She made that sound.
She did. Because
everyone knows it's just like, oh God, what does Mary want now?
It is. They're like, I need to talk to you all. And they're like, what? Like, what do you
want now?
Yeah.
Just talk.
Can you imagine being that one in the family? It's like, guys, we have to have a meeting. Why? Can't you just put it in an email? Can't you just text us?
Really? Seriously,
the only reason she had that family gathering, one, for the cameras, two, she needs their money. She don't need their support. She needs their cash. So,
he didn't. But he wasn't thinking that way.
No, because he just wants control mostly. But,
well, he wants his family.
Yeah, I suppose. Okay, and then the next thing, you have to watch Dr. Pimple Popper. There's only been one episode. Her videos are definitely better because you get to see all the gory details. But for the most part, the reason I like it is that you get to see like the ultimate example of what she does. So like this one woman came in and she had 5 plantar cysts on her scalp.
Ew,
one was 35 years old.
God.
Okay, she was a sloppy looking woman, and so that she just was like, I kind of like him. I'm kind of used to him, is kind of what she was saying. She even named them. I don't even want to get into it.
Oh, God.
But
I'd have to watch that on mute because I can't listen to people like that.
Oh, well, wait till you see her. And then, okay, so she's a taller, bigger gal, I'll say.
Okay, all
right. They're from Louisiana.
All right.
She likes her bracelets and her long nails. Her husband looks like Napoleon Dynamite's brother.
Kip, okay.
He's literally the size of Kip, and she's the size of LaWanda. I mean, literally.
Oh, LaFonda.
Except they're both white. That's basically what it looks like. Okay.
Okay.
She didn't have them removed, but then someone at the grocery store saw the big one, and it made her self-conscious. I'm like, wow, 35 years and you're finally self-conscious. Well, hey, we all have our day. Dr. Pimple Popper goes, everybody always wonders if there's a smell when you remove something that's been in one's body for a very long time. And she's like, a plantar cyst or whatever they call them, she goes, It's basically skin that's enveloped on itself. There's really nothing other than just skin and, fat and stuff. She goes, if you've had something in your skin or something the only thing I could really relate it to is if you wear your underwear camping for too long or something like that, and you literally can't get it off fast enough and burn them. She's like, after 35 years, well, that's pretty much what it smells like. And I was like, good God. And she had 5 of them.
Was she wearing a mask?
Dr. Pimple Popper? Oh, yeah. She had a mask and one of those sneeze guard things. Like, she was fully covered.
She was prepared for like the splash guard.
Yeah, but the thing is, there was no splash because they were so old and calcified. It was like dead eyeballs coming out of her head. It was so gross. And I'm like, this is a really good one.
Wow.
But I love the show. And so
I'm definitely going to have to watch.
Yes.
I must have missed that one. I didn't DVR it for some reason, so I think
you'll find it on demand or whatever. I mean,
I think the reason is if anyone in my family saw that in the DVR, they'd be like, Mom! They would know it was me.
Well, so what? I mean, but they're an hour long, and so definitely DVR it because all the backstories, you're like, I don't care about you and your life. I just want to see the surgery.
I'd be curious. I would be curious about the backstory, to be honest.
The first woman, well, there are some good backstories. The first woman is from Sacramento, and she had a, yes, she had a lymphoma under her left breast, and she... It looks like a third breast. It literally looked like a third boob.
I'm like, well, depending on where it is, it might make it look bigger.
No, it was under her rib cage. Like, it was right directly below. So Daryl goes, oh, so she's like that bitch in Alien, the alien in that Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, the Mars movie. I can't think of the name of it.
There's Mars Attacks?
No, there's a 6-boobed alien in one of Arnold Schwarzenegger's movie, and I can't think of the name of it.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay, so he goes, oh, she's like that alien. I'm like, what? I go, no, there's no nipple. It's just a boob shape. And so anyway, it was humongous. It was the biggest thing I've ever seen come out of someone's body. It was awful.
God, I don't like those ones because they just look like chicken breast. No pun intended.
It absolutely did. It absolutely did. In fact, the woman goes, oh, I want to see it. So they showed it to her. And she's like, holy shit. She goes, I'll never look at raw chicken the same. And she's like, no, you will not. No, you will not. It was huge. It was like a turkey breast, a skinless turkey breast. It was so big. Anyway, yeah, so you have to watch it. The other thing is Gwyneth Paltrow, she has that Goop website and magazine.
Right.
She announced her engagement on the site, apparently.
To who?
I don't know. Some dude. I don't really care. But the reason that it was funny is that in the same issue or edition of this magazine, online, whatever, she once again is encouraging people to put things up their genitals. I don't understand her obsession with buttholes and vaginas, but now she's selling an enema product that's $140, and it's in a beautiful emerald green, but it's some kind of coffee enema that she's saying you can do to yourself. And I'm like, why is she always about the butt and the vag? Like, what?
Is it like an enema or a douche?
No, it's an enema. And I'm like,
so it goes up the butt.
Yes, it's a butt thing. And I'm like, but why or who is it in her company that is constantly looking for new ways to do something to your genitals that is not necessary? Like, I don't get it. The jade eggs, the vag steams, now this. It's like, why is this happening all the time with her and the gents?
Sounds like she's pretty obsessed with.
Do you think she's frigid? Do you think like she has like problems with having sex because it's messy?
I think she might have a stinky beaver. I don't know. And so she tries all these things.
I don't know. It's so weird. It's just her obsession. And then on top of it, it's like, and I'm getting married, everyone.
But she's got to realize men kind of like the aroma of women. And so
they like that corn chip
if they
smell.
go down there and smell Starbucks, they're
This is not the blonde espresso I was expecting.
They're like, can we take a break and have a cup of coffee? Or
it's like, I can use some bacon right now. Yeah, I don't know. It just, to me, I don't know. I think it makes her kind of an asshole, personally. But I don't know. I don't know.
She's weird.
It is. She is a little weird. You know who else is weird? Is Lena Dunham.
Duh.
Her boyfriend broke up with her. And I'm like, I don't know who did it.
What's the criteria for breaking up with Lena Dunham?
Well, the fact is they were together for like almost 5 years, I think. And in November, she was hinting like, he still hasn't proposed, you all. And I'm like, I don't think he's gonna. And now she's single.
What's the point of hinting at it? I mean,
I don't know. Well, first of all, she's like, he hasn't proposed, no rock yet, but this is so great. I'm so happy about it. And I'm like, you are a liar. That is not true.
You're so happy. That's why you're
saying it. Oh, please. So everybody's like, oh, he finally escaped his chains. He's free. But I don't know. I think she's very difficult to like. I mean, I struggled with her even when I was watching her show Girls. It's very difficult. Maybe I'm just too stupid to understand her art. I don't know. But I would find her difficult to be a friend.
I think that men in general, no matter how eclectic or artistic or
feminist,
naked or all those things that they are.
Yes.
I think they can't change the fact that deep down in that suppressed area, they really truly do want a lady.
Yeah, maybe.
And I just think that Lena Dunham is...
She's not a lady.
Well, she's just refusing to be one.
Yeah, you're right. She's really fighting to conform to anything that would be considered traditional feminine. And Godspeed. I mean, you go for it, girl. Yeah. But after a while, it can wear on a man.
But that milkshake doesn't bring the boys to the yard. So
not anymore. I don't know. I feel good. I feel happy for him. I don't know. I mean, maybe that's mean. It's just mean. But I'm like, well, good for you. Good for getting out of that mess. But maybe not. I mean, maybe she did it. I don't know. But I get the impression, it's been told, and I've read it. He ended the relationship. So there you go. And she's posting what all girls post. So don't talk to me about not being traditional. She's posting the whole, sometimes ends bring on new beginnings. I'm going to become one with myself. This is a time for me now, as I get drunk and cry at Real Housewives of New York, as we all do when we're sad and recovering from a breakup. I'm drinking too much wine. It's what we do. It's what girls do.
Stupid. No.
Okay. Now I know I'm officially old because I'm not up on the current sex trends. Maybe this is not current.
Okay.
Maybe this is just new to me. But have you ever heard of a rusty trumpet? Have you?
No, I haven't. Okay. And I'm trying.
Well, I will graphically explain it if you would like. Now, it is possible that this is a male on male act. Based on what I was explained to me, this is mostly something that men do with men, so it is possible. However, given the discussion I had, it can be done. A woman can do it, is what I'm saying.
I can only imagine it has something to do with the butt.
And the penis.
And a trumpet.
Okay, so you're the musician, and your lover is the instrument. They bend over and you blow in or whatever you do with their butthole. And then with your hand, you grab their penis and you give them a hand job from behind. And they are now the trumpet. I don't know why you call it the rusty trumpet. I don't know why it's just not the trumpet. But apparently the rusty trumpet is that. And of course, we're in a store, and I turned to Daryl and I go, you want me to do a rusty trumpet? He's like, what are you saying?
Shut your mouth.
And I'm like, what? He goes, I am not gay. And I said, I know you're not gay, but I can do it.
Why does that have to be a gay thing?
Because I believe it's apparently it's something that gay men do to each other, which makes sense.
anyone can do that.
That's what I said. That's what I said. And I go, I'm not saying you're gay. He goes, don't speak like that.
Oh, do they just assume gay people because they don't think girls would be willing to do that?
Paula, in a million years, I would never eat a man's ass. I mean, in a million years. I mean, if Daryl's life depended on it, I might. But only because I wouldn't want him to die. But other than that, I can't even fathom that act. I'm not saying, no, I would never do it. I would never do it. Would you do it? You've done it. You've eaten someone's ass. Oh, God. No, I would never. Talk about wanting to get a fever blister. God only knows what's in a man's asshole.
Yeah, it reminds me of American Pie, where that guy was the redhead girl, and she's just like, okay, bend over. She's like, okay, now hold on a second. And then I was like, bah! And she's like, oh my God, what did you do? And she stuck like the trumpet lip part up his butt. And then the teacher came over and he's like,
wow.
And then the next day he has all these weird sores around his lips.
Oh my God. Exactly. Right. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I can't, Paula, no, I simply couldn't do it. I'm struggling. I'm really struggling with that. I was joking when I said it to him. Because if I had thought for a moment that he thought that I would do it, he would have stopped him and, really? You would do that for me? No, I would never do that for you. I can do a finger thing, but I am not putting my mouth on a man's butt. No. I'm not doing it. There's no amount. There's too much. The type of hair that grows around the anus. And then, men are constantly pooping. I mean, the whole thing is so repellent. I can't even. But, I'm sure when one is really into it, it can happen. But I would never. No, I'd give him a reach around, though, but I would never put my mouth or face in his butt. But you would. You've done this. Have you done a rusty trumpet?
I don't know that it was a rusty trumpet. I don't really remember.
You just don't want to admit it.
No, it's not that I don't want to admit it. It's just...
It's been...
I don't know.
Yeah, I just... well, that's all right. You don't... if you did and you've blocked it from memory, I completely understand. I totally get it.
No, it's not that. It's just... I don't have many boundaries.
Well, that's fair. That's good. I mean, hey, listen, I absolutely have some no areas. I've done pretty much anything. I mean, as far as two people are concerned, I've done a lot, but I really struggle with the man ass. I can't, I struggle with, I mean, I've done.
If you both take a shower before, then, and you supervise the washing.
Wow. I'm getting a little nauseous. I mean, look, I'm not saying those areas can't get clean, but maybe, you know what? Maybe I should order the Gwyneth Paltrow coffee enema. Maybe that would help.
Well, I don't know how far you think you're going there.
Paula, I have no idea because I would never do it. The visual of me opening a man's butt cheeks makes me want to not do it. Like, I just can't. I just can't do it. I mean, like, I've done a lot of stuff with the butt, but not with my mouth. I've gotten pretty close, but I've never done that.
I wonder if you would throw up.
Paula, I just don't. It would kill the mood, that's for sure. I know that much. I'd be like, you know what? I'm sorry. I can't do this. It's just like, we're going to.
And he's like, no.
He's like, wait, you were so close. I'm like, yeah, it ain't going to
just try again. I can't.
I'm sorry. It's over. I'm sorry. I just can't do it. All right. All right. Unfortunately, we're running out of time. And
okay.
Now we discussed briefly last week how we are ugly and awkward, but we can't do 2 ugly and awkward moments a week. There's just no way. We're not that awkward. We actually function. So this week I found 2 from last year that happened that were very awkward, and I would consider them ugly and awkward moments. Luckily, there's video, so we will be posting the videos of these ugly and awkward moments after I tell you about them. And then if you have an ugly and awkward moment and you want to share it with us and we will read it on our show, feel free to tweet or DM me on Twitter, or you can Facebook message us on Facebook at the Ugly Truth Facebook page. We will absolutely read them if they're qualified as ugly and awkward moments. If you've listened to this show, you know enough what an ugly and awkward moment is. So I'm going to read the 2, Paula, that I found, and then next week, if you find one, you have to read it. This one happened in the summer. There's a new show called Good News that comes out, and Nicole Richie is on it. I actually like Nicole Richie. I think she's a little too skinny, but otherwise she's very funny, I think.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Nicole Richie was sitting down for an interview with a talk show host. Her name's Kat Greenleaf. They're sitting on some stairs in front of a building doing an impromptu interview. Nicole was promoting her new show, Great News, and Kat asked, "What's the greatest news Nicole's heard all week?" After Nicole answered it, all went downhill. As you saw, and you'll see, Kat gave an aggressive high five, and she ended up smacking Nicole's sunglasses clean off her face. She missed her hand and smacked her glasses, and her glasses go flicking off, and her face, Nicole Richie's face, she's like absolutely shocked and appalled. She cannot even believe it. And she's stunned, and she goes, "Oh my God, are you okay? That was the craziest high five of all time. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." She goes, "I'm so clumsy." She's like, "I'm notoriously clumsy." And Nicole goes, "Yeah, I can see that out of my left eye only." Because she whacked her in the face. I will show you the video. I'd never seen it before, nor had I heard about it.
Yeah, I've never heard about that one.
Well, I'll post the video this week so you can see it. And then the other one I've actually seen before, but I thought it was really funny. Okay, there's this guy, and I don't have the paper. I don't know where it went, but there's this guy. It's taking place somewhere in South, like Africa or somewhere in Europe, and they had a big win, some kind of big win. And this prime minister from this country, they're clapping, and then the woman comes over to be congratulated, and there's a big crowd, and there's this tall older gentleman and this younger or smaller younger woman, and they're standing there, and the guy turns to high five her, and she's still looking at the cameras, and he high fives her boob real hard.
Oh my God.
She didn't have her hand up. Because he wasn't looking, he goes smack right in the tit. And I was like, oh my God. And she acts like she didn't even feel it. So he had to turn and act like, hey, they continue clapping. And I'm like, man, that is an awkward moment. Because, he'll never live that down now, forever. Forever, he will be the man who smacked the prime minister's boob in front of everyone.
The prime minister. God.
Yeah.
Now I know why people chest bump and just give up the high five.
Can we just maybe do a handshake instead, perhaps, the next time? No more high fives.
Something. I don't know. I mean, the high five is just, it's two small things trying to connect, and it's just, if you're awkward,
it never goes well.
I never can high five.
High fives are not good for me.
My high five consists of my ring finger and my pinky connecting with their hand, and then
usually or it's like
this,
it's an awkward touch, or sometimes people get a little too aggressive and you smack too hard. You're all, ow, hey,
right?
What is that? Are you trying to insult me? Like what? I thought we were having a good time. What's happening with the high five?
Or they go to do it, and I go to shake their hand. And it's God, just terrible. And I'm like, oh.
Well, I think it was last year. Who's the chick that was in LA Story, or that movie, Hello LA, or what was that movie that everything won? The singing one?
Oh, La La Land.
La La Land, that's it. The girl that was in that, and I can't remember her name right now. She gets up to hug the director. I think he won like Best Director or something like that at the Oscars. She gets up, she hugs Ryan, the guy that was in it with her.
Right.
And then she goes in to hug the director. Well, the director gets up and kisses his fiance and wife first. And Emma comes in to get a hug, and he completely blows her off and turns. And so she literally like hugs air. And she backs up. She's like, oh, that was weird. I'm sorry. She backed off and sat down because it's like, yeah, he's hugging his wife first. Duh. But she totally didn't get it.
Yeah.
I'm like, that would happen to me. I'd get up and go, no,
I just start waving to everyone.
Yeah, I'd be like, no, I'm the most important person in the room. Why am I being left hanging here in the air? Oh, no, just kidding. Your wife, the one you love. Excuse me. Anyway.
Makes sense.
It was very funny. Anyway, well,
Those are funny.
God, we're already out of time. It's time. We're done.
It's out of time. Would
Yes.
you imagine that? Well, thank you everybody for joining us on a hump day. Hopefully this will get you through your week. Please continue to shop our Amazon link and our Avon link as well. We always appreciate the patronage. As Jamie mentioned, we are looking for your ugly and awkward moment. And it doesn't have to be something recent. It can be anything that it's ever happened to you in your whole life. I mean, let's keep it above age 5. But if it's epic, we want to know about it. And if you can send it to just Ugly Truth on the Facebook or Twitter, and we will review it and hopefully read it on the air, because that's what we would like to do on Wednesdays, since we share ours on Sundays.
Yeah.
So keep doing that. That would be great. Other than that, have a fabulous week and weekend, and we will see you on Sunday. Bye. Bye.
That's a wrap. Thanks for listening and sharing the show. See you next time on The Ugly Truth.